Yo, what is going on, guys? So today we are going to be looking at the top 10 most popular weapons of all time. So the weapons I'm going to be showing you are not the most powerful, but the most popular weapons. So something like okay, I won't reveal something. So something like the Champion Solar Cannon at its prime was back in 2018. So yup, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, guys, so in the number 10 spot we have is the AntiHero Rifle. So this weapon dominated in 2016 to 2018, but this weapon got nerfed, so isn't that good anymore. But back then it was the most popular and most spammed gun in Pixel Gun 3D during 2016 to late 2017. Until its brother came out, if you know what I mean. So guys, this was one heck of a spamming weapon. On to number 9. The number 9 position is, of course, the most expected, the Eraser. This weapon dominated it back in 2017 to 2018. So guys,
here's Johnny.
Get the fuck out of my room and play Minecraft!
this weapon was really good back in its time, and it was most popular. This weapon, whenever I went into matches, every time I would see this weapon being spammed, especially in pool party. There was no escape from this weapon, from the black hole. So yup, as you can see, this weapon isn't that good anymore, but back in its prime, it was most popular. On to the number 8 position. In the number 8 position, we have the automatic Peacemaker. This weapon ruled the gates in around 2014 and 2015. This weapon was basically the best weapon, and there was no surprise for this weapon to be the best. This weapon was the most popular and the most best weapon to get kills with around that time. As you can see, I'm trying to get kills. It's hard now. I ran out of ammo, so I suggest you to not buy this weapon, but this was a really good weapon back in its time. And now it's not that good anymore. But obviously this top 10 list is based off the most popular and most spammed and all of that in the game. Spammed weapons in the game. I can't English, sorry. And now towards number 7. Guys, the number 7th position is the Anti-Champion Rifle. This weapon was so good, and it's still the best sniper of all time, and it was most spammed in 2018-ish, when it basically came out, to be honest. This is the brother of the AntiHero Rifle, and it's way better, that's for sure. And I would like to do some 3-cat, but I cannot. I'm only reviewing this weapon, not 3-cat spamming, you know. But obviously this weapon roared the series back in 2018 and still is. Since now the Digital Sunrise came out, this weapon is still, if not better than the Digital Sunrise, but it's still really good. I'll personally say this is the best sniper right now in the game. There's no competition against this one. Alright guys, into number 6. This weapon, number 6, is of course the Christmas Ultimatum. You guys saw this weapon coming. It was always coming on this list as the most spammed weapons in the game. It's a one shot, and it was just the best weapon of 20, or when it actually came out, best heavy. It was a one shot, and there was no competition for this weapon, not even a single bit. So guys, this weapon, it was too good back in the days, and no, it's still very powerful, and it's still a one shot. I may even think this is probably the best heavy in the game right now, but then again, there's way more spammed weapons than this, even in the heavy section. I mean, I'm about to tell you something. In the number 5 position, there's one of the most spammed weapons of 2019 and 2020, and it is... What is going on, guys? So number 5 position, you guys guessed it. There's one more weapon in this game that has been spammed more than the Christmas Ultimatum, which is the Ice Club. Oh my god, I even seen another guy using this in my lobby. This weapon is the most spammed weapon of 2020 and 2019. Once it came out in the battle pass, I saw this guy using this weapon. He had 51 kills. I'm just saying, this weapon has no end unless if Pixel Gun 3D nerf it, and they should nerf this weapon, because this weapon is not just the most spammed weapon, it's the best weapon. People complain about this weapon so much. It's a 2 to 3 shot kill, and whenever you guys go into pool party, you always see one person using this weapon every time. There's just no escape from this weapon. Not even a 3-cat spammer like Esoteric Ink can face off this weapon and beat it if the guy's good at using the Ice Club. Ice Club is so OP. And yep, this is not me. This is the other people's opinions of this weapon, and it's just way too OP. For the number 4 position is the Perot Type. This weapon was so spammed in 2013 and 2014. It was so good. This weapon roared the series, and every time whenever you see people using this weapon in matches, everyone would just leave. Honestly, that's literally what happened to me. I always used to leave because I was so trash at the game, and I didn't have OP weapons like this. I was pretty poor. I was still sticking with my Hellraiser and all that. But enough with the jokes. This weapon, man, it was literally came to no surprise if someone was getting 20 to 25 kills in every match with using this weapon. It was no surprise, because this weapon was that good. And yup, as you can see now, it isn't that good. It's like a 3 to 4 shot. Yes, I know, and I can't get that many headshots. I'm trash at the game, so yup. Moving on to the number 3 position. Number 3, guys, is the Big Buddy. The Big Buddy was spammed so much. This is a gameplay from about 2 to 3 years ago. This is another YouTuber doing the gameplay. And yup, as you can see there, it was a one-shot kill. There was no escape from this weapon. It was even more spammed than the Perot Type. There was literally no escape. You cannot avoid it. The area damage was this big. It was that big. Literally, it could kill numerous people at once. The number 2 position has to go to one weapon. This is the Storm Hammer. The best melee, and honestly, a great gun. This weapon was so spammed. It was literally a one-shot area damage. It was like the Big Buddy, but it's a melee. It has area damage. It was the best ever melee ever in this game. to ever be created. And I'm still surprised the number one position is held to something else. I mean, this should have been the number one. But then again, you guys see why number one is actually the number one position. So guys, moving on to the number one position. But before the number one position, we like to give some honorable mentions to something like the Necklace of the Ice King, the Reflector, and the Laser Bouncer, the brother, you know what I mean, the reskin. Also, there's this guy using this weapon. It's called the, what is it? It's the charge rifle, something, the supercharged rifle, and the exoskeletons. And also, don't forget the Storm of All Seas, and all of these others. There was many more, but those were not just as spammed as these weapons on this list. So yeah, the number one position is... The number one position is the Judge. Now, everyone saw this coming. In 2017, this ruled every single gate in Pixel Gun 3D. And this was by far the best weapon in the game and the most used, abused, and spammed weapon you can ever think of in the game. I don't think so there's going to be any weapon like this. It was the most unique weapon as well, added into this game with a controlling missile, which you can hide from your enemies and then fire out a missile that literally wherever you want it to go, it can go. It was a heck of a gun. This gun basically was my personal favorite, and yes, it was annoying, but since I was a pay-to-win player, I'm just kidding, since I grinded a lot, I got this weapon, and once I got it, literally I won every single match, unless if the other guy had the Judge himself. This weapon, there's nothing to say to this weapon. It's just the best.